Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today, you'll relive your childhood with the toys and games at Sweet Memories Vintage. And you are going to love my sheet pan pork fajitas. They are so easy. But first, let's go dashing through the snow. It is the perfect time of year to get off the couch, get your kids away from the video games, and take advantage of the snow. This is Sunny, and this is Nico, and these are my buddies, and we're going to do some sled riding today here at Rocky Ridge, also known as the Wick Recreation Area. And you know what, guys? I used to come and sled ride here when I was a little kid, when I was like your age. That was like about 10 years ago. And have you guys been here before?
Yeah.
These are some sweet hills, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they go really fast. This has been a really good winter so far from some snow activity. And it looks like we're gonna have this snow about 2 or 3 more weeks, so we can come here and do this a lot. Now, what is your preferred method for going down? Because you've got like the little mini motorcycle. Nico, you've got like the one on fire. You've got the sled. Which one do you guys like the best?
That one, the big one.
The big blue.
Yeah.
We'll call that big blue because we're gonna race, and I'm gonna win. Okay,
No,
that's
the one I'm going on.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna have to work this out. I'm going on this one. You guys think I'll break it?
No. You're gonna fall.
So there's a lot of kids here. They've got the nice rope to help you walk back up, and really they got the lights on. It's going till 9 o'clock, so we're gonna have some fun and do some sled riding tonight.
I'm definitely
I think mine's pretty fast. Now, when you go down, when we're racing, are we belly or are we gonna sit?
Sit. Sit. I'm going to sit.
You're gonna sit? Okay, are we ready? Okay, I'm going in mine. You might want to borrow this for the next one. This is heat number 1. Now, we do have to practice courtesy because there's people coming up. It's like bowling. You gotta wait until the lane is cleared. Right? Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, okay.
I really want one of those sleds.
Are we ready? On your mark. Oh, I can't crawl. Okay, you ready? On your mark.
What?
Are you ready? Get set, and go! Ah!
My sled broke!
No! You broke the sled?
And I think I broke my hand!
Are you kidding?
No, my hand's fine. I landed on it though, but my sled snapped!
Go!
Whoa!
Oh!
Ah!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
I'm taking Sunny's.
All right. Well, mine went pretty good.
Who do you think won this match?
Well, Sunny won. You sit with your feet on the runners.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing looks like it's really fast.
Whenever I go down, I don't like to hold it. So, no, I still have to hold it. I just tie it around like that so I barely have to hold it.
Clever. All right. This thing's pretty fast.
All right, I need
All
to
right,
back
you
up
going?
a little. Huh?
All right, son.
You ready?
I'm ready. That thing's pretty cool. This is experimental photography. God, Gino, don't get hurt, buddy. And a 1, and a 2,
1, go.
and a 3.
Oh!
All right, you're in charge, Nico. Come on, bub. 1, 2, 3, go!
1, 2.
And
My
3,
turn.
go!
Woohoo!
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, Sonny! That thing's pretty cool. Wow, that was awesome. Okay, all right. Well, this is an awesome place to sled ride. And as long as there's snow on the ground, it is open from daylight until 9 p.m. They've got lights. And the Coy Road boys, you guys, we did a good job. Look at the snow. We brought the snow out. It is going to be an excellent winter. So come on out. Let's go, Bob. Here we go. Out. Okay. Okay, Nico's gonna follow us. Are we ready? Okay, and on your mark, put your hands down. Get set, go! Oh, wow, that was awesome. We really had a great time sled riding. Remember, there's no bad weather, just bad gear. So bundle up and enjoy the ride.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Hi, I'm Robbie Fellman.
And I'm John Stanko from Boardman Subaru.
Subaru is rated #1 in customer satisfaction and has the longest lasting vehicles in the industry.
Test drive the 2025 Subaru Forester, fully redesigned with standard EyeSight driver assist technology.
Or the Subaru Crosstrek, an IIHS top safety pick for 12 straight years with the best resale value in its class according to Kelley Blue Book.
Award-winning vehicles and award-winning service.
Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
This is GABA Camp, barrier-free camping and nature for our friends with disabilities. Thank you for your generous donations. We now have our first phase, but more work needs to be done. A lodge will provide a meeting place and food service for our adults with disabilities and their families. GABA Camp is a 501c3 organization. We need your help to grow. Donate to GABA Camp. Given is living.
Every 11 minutes, somebody takes their own life in the United States.
It's our mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, our children and our friends.
It is important to speak up if you know or suspect someone is feeling suicidal.
If you think that life is better without you, or that you can't go on one more day, please give yourself more time, because life is better with you in it.
If you or someone you know needs help, call or text 988 today.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Weight loss goals aren't one size fits all. At Hurricane Health and Wellness, we understand the struggle. We've been there too. That's why we offer the most popular, effective weight loss medications at an affordable price. Look and feel your best today with Hurricane Health and Wellness.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Shop C-Max Northside Appliance in Struthers, the local appliance store that beats big box prices every day.
3 generations serving Youngstown, Ohio, soon to be our 4th.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, today I have got a great sheet pan dinner that I think the entire family is going to like. I really like the sheet pan. You throw it in the oven. Next thing you know, dinner is served. Not a lot of pans are dirty. And this time I'm going to do sheet pan fajitas. And this is really nice because when you order fajitas in a restaurant, you kind of stink like fajitas for the rest of the night, even if the table next to you gets them. So this is in your own kitchen. You won't smell like fajitas, and you put them under the broiler. And make sure you preheat your broiler to high, to get that ready to go. And this time I'm gonna use pork as an ingredient for the protein rather than chicken or beef. I'm so sick of chicken. It's just overdone, and the chicken can get dry when you use the breast part. And then the beef, if you don't cut it properly, it can be really tough if you don't go against the grain. So pork, I really like. It's a lean meat. You could use part of a pork tenderloin or a boneless, pork chop. So let's go over the ingredients. And this is really gonna be quick and delicious. It is sheet pan pork fajitas. For this recipe, you'll need 1 red pepper and 1 green pepper, stemmed, seeded, and sliced into thin strips. 2 white onions, halved and sliced into thin moons. 1 packet of fajita or taco seasoning. Extra virgin olive oil, 1.5 to 2 pounds of pork tenderloin or lean boneless pork chops sliced into strips. 1 lime halved and 1 lime cut into wedges, 8 fajita-sized flour tortillas, and for garnish, shredded sharp cheddar, jalapeno peppers, deseeded and sliced thin, salsa, chopped green onion, and cilantro. So I've got the broiler preheating on high. I have lined a nice sized baking sheet with a lip with some tin foil, and that will help with the cleanup. And then I've got my sliced peppers, sliced thin, and then the onion. So what I'm gonna do now is take a tablespoon of, this is just anything out of a packet, whatever brand you want. I've used fajita seasoning, and you just sprinkle it all over the vegetables, and then drizzle it with olive oil because you wanna prevent the vegetables from sticking. And then you just toss it up. Now it's easier to just do it, in the bowl, or just dump it all on the sheet pan. And then it'll be easier to mix it up. And you want to mix these up together. And I'll tell you, under the broiler, it really adds a nice char, which I like on my fajitas. And you just mix this up thoroughly. And that's about it. You really distribute it nicely. Now, if you want a little more punch, you can add cayenne, you can add a little bit more, but I think that the seasoning from fajita or tacos, I really think that provides enough oomph for all this stuff. And then I'm gonna put this in the oven. You could put it on the top rack or the second rack, depending on how hot your oven gets, and start checking it at about 5 or 6 minutes, but it usually goes till about 8 or 10 before they get a nice char on them. So I used the highest rack, 10 minutes, and we got a nice char on a few of the vegetables. So this looks perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is get the meat prepared. And it is the exact same process. Take a tablespoon of the fajita seasoning, sprinkle it all over, and then another drizzle with the olive oil. And I really do like pork, the other white meat. And then we are just going to mix this up and make sure every little strip of pork gets some seasoning. And this is about 1.5 pounds of pork. Now I am going to move the vegetables to one side, and because they're pretty much cooked. And then I want the attention to go to the pork. So let's put that here, and we'll spread this out, and we're gonna put it back in the broiler 5 to 7 minutes. So, because this is gonna cook really quickly. So start checking it at 5 minutes. Well, voila. This was about 7 minutes for the pork. And as you can see, we just got a little more char, which I really like on the vegetables. Now for the finishing touch, let's just squeeze it with some fresh lime juice. And there's only one more step left. I wrapped the tortillas, I dampened them, and I put them in a damp paper towel. I'm gonna put these in the microwave for about 30 seconds. That'll soften them up and warm them up, and then we are gonna be ready to eat.
Great.
All right, so you love fajitas.
Yeah, I do.
Now, do you want your pork first or second?
I usually put my cheese down first, and then my pork goes on top, and it'll melt that.
Okay.
Just kind of a little
Yeah, that's.
I guess it's a veteran trick.
A little fun tip from
Yeah.
Kat.
How to eat well.
Okay.
So then I go with the meat.
Right. 'cause it's
Just
nice
a little
and
bit
warm.
there. That looks good.
So I like vegetables first, and then I like meat. I don't really like cheese on the fajitas. That's just personal preference. And I'm just gonna go with
that
the
like
total
one of those
fresh
rules?
stuff. I love the cilantro.
I like the lime.
I like the green onion, and I really like a couple hot peppers. And then, hey, and then I'm just gonna do a little squeeze. There you go. So, I think an excellent cocktail for this is the Paloma cocktail, which
Love the
we've made
Paloma.
before. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's on my website. Paloma cocktail, the recipe.
All right, let's dig in.
And let's see how we did. This really looks delicious. Now look at that. That came together in under a half hour. I mean, the chopping took more time than anything.
Wow.
That is delicious.
That's fantastic.
Embrace the pig. Let's go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. You're gonna find the pork fajita recipe, the Paloma recipe, and honestly, this is a great, easy meal that you can prepare for a couple or for a crowd. All right? Go to my website. Cheers.
Cheers.
One more time.
Sure.
When I want local flavor, I watch the Casey Malone Show.
For over 75 years, Kamara Jewelers has been the destination for quality jewelry. Our collection has a piece for everyone, in every occasion. Whether you're starting a new chapter, celebrating a milestone, or showing appreciation for the special people in your life, you can find a piece that reflects your love. At Kamara, we're about timelessness. Our jewelry isn't just for special occasions, it's for everyday moments that deserve a touch of elegance.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
Given is living.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old Road Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Well, you remember Linda Barton from Sweet Memories Vintage, and it was all began with the t-shirt. The Good Humor t-shirt.
Yep.
And you see how it's expanded. And we're here doing a little update because things have really turned around even more. But before we go there, you are about to present a check.
So $5 off every t-shirt benefits charities. So our Isley's ice cream and candy lines all benefit Akron's Children's NICU Clinic. And just last year alone, we raised over $22,000 for them, bringing our total since COVID to $47,000.
That is unbelievable. And I mean, 25 is a very fair price. And then, you know, 5 of it goes right here in our community.
Yep.
But you can't just stop it. You can't help yourself, can you?
No, I get
It's the candy bug, so she gets all these crazy candies that we can't find that are retro. And now you have bought the whole other unit right next door. And we have gone crazy in Toyland.
I realized that as people are in the store, they're talking about all the memories that they had,
Right.
you know, with candy. And I remember someone saying, oh, I remember, you know, Friday night I used to play Parcheesi, and, you know, we used to eat these snacks and this and that. And then I just thought natural transition is toys.
Ta-da! This is the big reveal. Is it just as much work to go after all these old retro toys and games as it was to find those, you know,
It was
vintage
harder.
candies?
It was much harder because with the candy side, I was wholesaling my T-shirts to candy stores all over the United States. So I already had relationships with candy stores, and they were directing me where they got this, where they got that. There aren't any independent toy stores around anymore. There was no one to really network with. So I went online and I researched the top 10 most popular toys per decade, going back to 1940, put it in a Google spreadsheet. I decided in August I was going to open a toy store. So I did this in September. Then I went to New York to the toy show, and I was like, what do you have on this list? And if you don't have it, who does? And I spent a week in New York, and then we opened in November. It was really interesting because after I explained to a lot of these, you know, companies, I'm like,
Right.
listen, like, I'm opening a toy store as an addition to my candy store, and I have licensing with Good Humor and Unilever and Breyers and Popsicle.
Right.
And, you know, and after I'm going down the list of the 75 different brands, and they took me more seriously, but it was just really, they're like, oh, well, you have to be prepared to spend $1,000. I'm like, I was prepared to spend $200,000, but, you know, like, you know, it was very demeaning. So it was kind of a challenge, and I think that was one of the first times, you know, as a buyer in that situation that, you know, I was like,
I had to put on your big girl pants and say,
like,
hey, man.
women-owned business. I was like Rosie Riveter, you know. Yeah.
What would have been one of the harder games or puzzles or things that you really had the most trouble getting?
I haven't found strawberry shortcake dolls. They don't make them, but they're going to be coming out. And that was one of the things that I wasn't even, like, her prototypes were behind a curtain. I wasn't even allowed in, you know. So that's one of the things that's interesting is like how they, you know, all the big buyers have to come in first. They buy up their containers, and then after mass market buys, then they let the specialty markets buy.
But that is a very fond memory for a lot of people.
Strawberry shortcake, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And the original Slinky,
Right.
you know, I found that.
That is cool.
Yeah, I found Shrinky Dinks, which you
Right.
know, you really can't find.
My sisters and I used to make those
Yep.
all the time.
And a lot of the board games that we have, these are the retro packaging. So,
Right, these-
and even with the Operation one that we have, there's the vintage one, the nostalgic version, and then they have the newer version that's like cartoon characters and things. So I really tried to stay, you know, original to the packaging.
More authentic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, you know, that you might have been born in the wrong era? Do you
Yeah.
think maybe you should have been born, you know, in the 50s and 60s? Because you really have such a good knowledge and a good eye for all these things I'm hearing. And again, it is memory overload.
Yeah.
Everything I'm looking at, you know, I was telling you my sister smashed a Etch-a-Sketch over my head. It's here.
A lot of people in the community are really passionate about supporting our store.
Right.
And, you know, just for an example, we had a guy that came in over the weekend and he donated to me the original Evel Knievel. We sell Evel Knievel here, but he wanted to donate something. And so all around the store, I have things that are up on the shelves where people just come in and they donate stuff because
Like
they
a
want
museum.
to be. Yeah, and I thought it was super cool, but you know, people really love to come
This
in.
is in really good shape. Very cool. What
So-
a cool guy. That was
Yeah,
really
Jay
nice.
Shonk. Yeah, I was really.
Thanks, Jay. That was
yeah.
very cool. I'm giving you a hot tip. Beanie Babies are back. So they are back and they're doing the limited edition stuff.
So they release 3 new retro ones every 2 months. So.
And are you seeing the collectors coming in and are they collecting them just like they
you
used
know,
to?
It's crazy. I just shipped out 10 Beanie Babies the other day.
And how are the puzzles going?
Because
you've got a ton of puzzles.
So, you know, we've moved the puzzles around because there's been so many, but, you know, we have all the vintage ads ones. Like, this is my favorite things my parents used to say.
Right,
You know,
right,
it's
right.
like, don't make me, you know, don't make me turn the car
turn
around.
this car around.
Right. So, but we sell a lot of the White Mountain puzzles. We also have the 3D puzzles, and We moved it over by the Legos because we were finding that people that buy Legos also are
like
puzzle
those
people.
puzzle
Yeah,
people.
So, and what's crazy is like when you think about those memories, like you think about who you were with. It's not even the toy.
Right.
It's, you know,
Right.
oh, I remember I used to play puzzles with my Aunt Ida. You know, she would come over and I would come out with my little puzzle and she, you know, so it's not about the toy, it's about the memories you created with the people that you love that were in your life.
You've got Gumby and Pokey, you've got all these action, and this is the pop culture wall. And you are just gonna go down memory lane again and again. I can't believe all the stuff you have. The Marvel characters.
This is this one was one of our most popular.
Emotional support
chickens.
chicken.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't do this place justice. Yeah, I'm just telling you, you've got to come out and see it for yourself to believe it. You're gonna eat good candy, drink excellent soda pop, and die in toy heaven. I really appreciate it, Linda. This place is awesome. For more information regarding any content from our show, please visit our website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. Your comments and ideas are appreciated. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! 1, 2, 3, go!
1, 2,
and 3, go! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, Sonny!
My sled fell apart even more.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.